question, my first question is, why do we need reconciliation, and what is it more importantly? What is reconciliation more importantly?
So the first question, why? For me personally, man, this has been on my heart because I was looking back over my whole life, kind of trying to figure out some points of reference, you could say.
Mm-hmm.
And so I couldn't, I haven't observed or experienced with any families that I know of that intentional reconciliation was sought and accomplished through the family. Like there's numerous of examples where I see that is needed. We need to reconcile this. This is destroying the whole family. But we've I guess in our generation, we've grown and learned how to just cut people off and tolerate them. Like,
yeah, man.
Like we tolerate our drunk uncle, but we ain't trying to make amends with him. We just like, he just the drunk uncle. Like,
yeah.
Accept his behavior and his dysfunction and move on. Gonna reconcile, we're not gonna get anything right. People say hurtful words and we just start talking to each other again, like after years. We're just like, hey, like, you're just gonna forget that you just treated me like a dog. So I think we need to discuss family reconciliation. From my experience, especially in the Black families, not to say that white families don't deal with this too, because they do. I work with a lot of children of other ethnicities that need family reconciliation in their homes, and I work with a lot of men of other ethnicities that need reconciliation in their homes as well. But my experience has been Black families.
Yeah.
That has been what my personal experience has been. And to answer your other question, man, as I was getting ready for this, I came across a really good definition that I want to read for family reconciliation. And what it says is that family reconciliation is the ability to forgive, tolerate, and love, even in times of family conflict, never allowing any family problem to scar the family soul so deeply that attempts to understand, accept, and love are discontinued.
Damn, that's good.
Man, that's heavy. That's a lot.
Yeah.
And so I summed it up. I wrote it down. I was like, all right, that's like 5 sentences. But I summed it up as reconciliation in the family is a form of persistent and demonstrated loving that transcends any problem experienced within the family. Persistent and demonstrated loving.
That's
you have to be persistent and intentional about it, and you have to demonstrate it that goes beyond any problem that you experience within the family context. And so I think that's what family reconciliation is and why we need it so much, especially in our generation, to pass on to the next generation.
Man, that is so good. And it's and what you alluded to, I feel the same way. My only recollection of any form of forgiveness / reconciliation that happened when I was growing up was when we were younger. And if my brothers and sisters, we did something, my mom would make us hug and then kiss each other on the cheek or something like that. And that was pretty much it. But after a certain age, that stopped. And
yeah. I despise those moments. I know the heart behind it. I don't know the spirit behind it. But as kids going through it, like you look at your brother in the eye and like,
I know, right?
I'm sorry, but I'm going to get you.
Yeah.
I'm going to destroy you. So like my heart is not in a posture of forgiveness. Yeah. I'm just doing the act of professing my forgiveness, but I'm going to leave. I'm going to punch you.
And I think that's the thing, because you just said the heart. For my experience, when we're little, the act of forgiveness or reconciliation, and I don't know if my and probably my mom or whoever didn't fully understand as well, but it just addressed the outward behavior
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
versus actually addressing the heart
Yeah.
to bring reconciliation between my siblings and I. And now as we're older, like you said, when there is something that happens, we don't truly address it. It's just like over time, like, oh yeah, I remember you did that to me, but whatever. It's like, there's
Yeah.
no addressing that happens.
Mm-hmm.
And so that brought all that back to my memory. I was like, man, that's so good in regards.
It's true. Because I think about my kids. Like, they need to learn how to appropriate reconciliation, like even within themselves, with their brothers, their siblings. And so when one do something, when Israel does something to Solomon, and I say, tell your brother you're sorry. Sorry. I'm like, nah, bro, nah, we're not about to do this. We're not. I'm like, do you understand? I'm like, Solomon, tell your brother how he made you feel.
Yeah.
Do you hear how you made your brother feel? Do you care that you made him feel that way? Okay, since you care, tell him that you're sorry for making him feel that way. Take ownership of it. And then what are you going to do to stop making him feel that way? Like, we have to teach, like, we have to walk them through the whole process. It's just not, I'm sorry. Your heart has to be in the right place, because, like, you have to understand why you're apologizing. You have to understand what forgiveness means. Like, you genuinely hurt someone. And then you have to realize that he has to believe you to the point that he doesn't think you're going to do it again.